I think people romanticize film a bit much these days. My first camera was a Pentax K1000, and there's nothing special about it.
It's pretty much just shutter speed,
Aperture,
and a really basic light meter, and then you can just go with it.
My name is William Sheepskin, and I'm a photographer. Understanding your camera is far more important than having a really expensive, intimidating camera and a bunch of extra gear you never use.
If I had a camera that was gonna reliably just work like a brick works, because a brick is a brick and it always works, that would be a perfect camera.
I mostly shoot on the Mamiya RB67,
And it's given me so much agony.
it's very unreliable.
If you use like an eye-level finder, it's way too heavy.
It's not as fast as 35mm, but you can learn to work around those issues. Not that there's anything wrong with digital cameras. In fact, sometimes they're necessary. If you're doing like a billboard campaign, for instance, you can't get enough resolution out of 35mm. I barely know how to use a digital camera, to be honest. Film has a much wider dynamic range. You can capture light in a way that digital can't.
Digital lenses are too clinically brilliant.
Whereas a Seiko lens,
It's got a softness to it, but it's still super sharp.
when you push film, you naturally get grain, which is very pleasing, but then I also love the noise of something like Mini DV.
Film stocks have a different look to them, like the Fuji will be cooler and the Portra will be warmer.
But whatever's available to you, just learn it and be consistent with it. In terms of formats,
35mm is more panoramic.
it lends itself to something wider. 645 is awkwardly in the middle, and 6x7 is my favorite in terms of how it allows a subject to sit in frame. What I really think defines my look is the processing part of it. The chemicals, the scanners, the type of paper you print on. This is like a puzzle, but you decide when you've finished it. I don't develop color negative film at home.
Because color is so reliant on the temperature and the mixture of things. And the negative is such a valuable thing.
I don't want to mess with that. I like to scan and print all of my photography. I might not hang it, but I think there's something insightful about it.
If you print something out and have it in your hands while you're looking at it, you're either going to realize, wow, this photo actually sucked.
Or you're going to see more of the value that the photo has. If you place subjects in the middle, it gives a sense of roundness, of peace. But you can crop into a picture, and all of a sudden, the subject can shift to just one of the people. You can make the subject the space they're staring into. Things don't have to be in focus to be the subject of the photo either. If you're going to hang it, you might want a healthy border around it.
Gives the photograph breathing room, you know, because if it's full bleed, then the frame like becomes
Part of the language of the photo. Sometimes you just need to adjust to the medium. Instagram pictures are already so compressed, and if you chuck white borders around it, to me, it's not going on a wall. So all you're doing is
making the picture smaller, and if it's smaller on Instagram, then it's smaller than small. Certain bodies of work that would be well suited to an exhibition,
and some are better for a book.
because you can do a lot more in terms of like
The order, the layout, and the sizes of things. You place two pictures side by side, and they speak to each other in some way. You have a photo of a cactus and a photo of a pool vacuum. Their interaction as a pair can make them stronger than the individual photo would be. There's a joyful duality to photography. We're either looking for a place to hide from the light, or chasing what little light remains. Chasing a look of desolation, or curiosity. I just try to make photographs that excite me, because they need to survive such a long process.
that one of the bee on the flower. That's probably, I mean, it's like my favorite one from last year. It's such a small, compressed scene, but
At the same time, it feels so big.
I actually got a tattoo of that bee last year.
It felt important.
So long as the picture looks cool, that's all that matters.